to a very special episode because not only is it my co-host Danny's birthday, but we also have our good friend Brenda Epperson with us, who we always love. Hey, Brenda.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Danny. Happy birthday to you. How old are you?
Oh, no. We're not going there, but thank you.
Come on. Give it to us.
All right. I'm 43 today.
Oh, my gosh. You're going to look a day over 29.
Oh, thank you. 29 forever. That's my motto.
Yes, me too.
Oh, I love it. How are you guys?
Oh, great. It's been you've been so busy.
I know.
Great. How are you?
Awesome. Yeah, really awesome. What has it been, 6 months? I don't know. How many months? We talked.
Since the show, April 4.
Oh, 4.
Yeah.
Feels like this.
It does.
Yeah. Well, not to me, but no. So,
here and there.
yeah, here and there, you know. And it's great because you just all of a sudden had like all this stuff blow up. You know?
It's crazy. It's kind of like, business, you have stuff going on. It's like, you're in the business, you're just like, you've got a few things going on, but then all of a sudden everything goes on. You've been working on it for a while, but it all comes kind of at once, it seems like.
Easter famine, right?
Kind of, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And then the downtimes are kind of nice, It's not so bad. It's, you hang out with family, travel, take a chill, organize your files. I don't know, just all the stuff you never had a chance to do, real life stuff.
Well, you're a pack rat, right?
No, my husband.
Oh, your husband is, okay.
I'm a saver. I'm a saver. I'm an organized saver. Like I have, stuff from way back when, like old, magazines that I was in and press and things and, some outfits from some shows that I did, but they're like organized in bins and stuff like that. So it's all organized, but I hate to get rid of it because I feel like, one day kids or family will want to look at it. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, it's one thing to have it organized, but when I put stuff away and try to organize it, and then I need to find something, I take everything apart, and it's like a tornado hit. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So, so you have lots of stuff going on. But we have a special, someone who wants to talk to you.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's a surprise.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, my dear, how are you? It's Diana.
Diana Barton, how are you?
Brenda, it's so nice to hear your voice. How are you doing? I've seen photographs of you.
Really good. I hear you've got a nice makeup line.
I've got a beauty company and a makeup line, and I'm doing all kinds of new things. I just gave an interview to Soap Opera In Depth.
Oh, CBS.
Our old friend Michael. Sat down and talked. Yeah, Michael Maloney, and talked all about you and.
Oh my God.
And how he unearthed all these photographs of you working beautifully. And I saw your Facebook page and I love it. And
thank you.
Rob is very sneaky pants. He contacted me and he said, the last minute, he said, Brenda Epperson's going to be on my show. You got to call in. And I said, Rob, I'd love to. Why are we whispering?
Doug Davidson was going to also, but he had to pick his daughter up at the airport, but he said he'd give you his love and he loves you.
Wait, who's
Doug Davidson.
Doug.
Oh, God bless that. Brenda, I remember being at your baby shower and giving you a little
in college.
Yeah, a Tiffany baby rattle. Do you remember this at that house?
Do I remember my baby shower?
No, the day and the events, and my goodness.
That baby is in college. Can you imagine?
I cannot.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's extraordinary.
It is unbelievable. Really, she's really happy. And yes, so I have a piece of trivia for you. This is funny.
Yes, ma'am. Anything.
Okay.
Shall I hang on to my hat? Because I have photographs from the Bahamas or wherever we went for my birthday. So.
Uh-oh.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, the Miss California Teen Pageant last year.
Yes.
Were you there?
Yes.
Were you a judge?
I was.
My daughter was in that pageant.
Oh my goodness.
I beg your pardon? I lunged onto my feet. I'm sitting in an outdoor chair and I'm like on my feet. Which young lady is your daughter?
Sophia. That is so funny. Because we were sitting there and she entered it last minute, just, on a whim to try something different. And I, whatever, I felt bad. I didn't know who the judges were or anything. So we got there that day and all of a sudden they announced her name and I was like, oh my gosh, I was in the audience. I was so excited. Yeah. But you guys, I couldn't, they were at the front. I couldn't run ahead. I thought, is that hysterical?
I had no idea. Well, by the way, I voted for her.
Yeah, that's the
Oh, yes, I most certainly did.
It's good that
I had no idea. Were you in the audience?
Yes.
I did not see you.
Of course. No. We were, and I felt bad I didn't stay for the whole thing because we had the other two kids with me, and she didn't place, and so she had a report due the next day for school because they had it on a weekday, right? Wasn't it a weekday?
They did, and it was far, and it was in Pasadena, and it was late. It went quite late.
Yeah.
I recall we none of us got home until at least 11, 12 o'clock at night.
I thought so because they started, an hour later or something? It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I had no idea. I see you doing so well. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so delighted to be in touch with you, and I loved working with you. It's a delight. And it doesn't seem possible that this time has gone by,
Now if you look at it. You both
I have another question for you, Diana.
Absolutely.
Did you ever get married?
No, I have never gotten married, but I did start my own beauty brand, which I assure you is right up there.
Same thing.
Right up there with having a child and getting married. And, Diana B, I'm sure Rob has told you that Diana B has sort of transitioned into this body care, quiet little global niche brand, and that I've put it sort of to the side to go and work for MAC Cosmetics. And so I'm doing these amazing things. Brenda, this is something I never anticipated doing. I'm doing makeup I did Jess's makeup for the Emmys. I've done my first cover with MAC Cosmetics. I've been doing, like the Prada campaign with Boz Lerman. So I've really started to, work as a makeup artist. And I know how much I love makeup, and I never had a chance to do it. So that's kind of what I directed my energies towards. But no, I've never married, or at least not yet, as they say.
Not yet. Well, I'm not. Never say never, right?
You're still young.
Not yet. I am very, and when we were working together, I remember flying back and forth from here to Paris twice a month.
I know, right?
Wild and young and in love. And
I remember that now that you mentioned it. I'd forgotten.
Yes. Oh, yes. I've had a very stable, quiet personal life, which is mysterious to me how that happened. But things are very good. Thank you for asking. And work has been mind blowing. It's a different direction, and many things are going on all at once. And it's a new journey, and it's very exciting. So it all goes back to the things that we both love, the music and arts and beauty and makeup and so forth and so on. So I don't want to take much of your interview over. You have many people that want to hear you tell your own story.
No. Well, I'm glad to hear that things are going so well for you. That's awesome.
Thank you. I hope to see you soon. And
I'm sure paths will cross.
I have a feeling that might happen.
I hope to see you work together soon again, on whatever show it may be.
I had a wonderful time working with you. I really did.
Me too.
I love
it.
it.
It's grounding.
We had some fun scenes, right? Rob goes, I can't believe you were that mean. You just hear and I go, I got a mean bone in my body, trust me.
I said, Brenda, you scared me. I rewatched that scene with like your final episode with Mary Jo, and I'm like, where did that venom come from? I said, don't let me cross you ever.
We were acting, you know. I mean, Brenda is one of the nicest people that I have ever met, and I'm actually quite a nice person myself.
Yeah,
you know, I play these monsters, you know, and I don't know where it comes from. I think it's part. You have to ask Brenda. She's expert in her acting. I think it comes from maybe imagination and a little training, you know, day after day, and that kind of discipline, you know. And you play what you're asked to play, I think. But working with you, I mean, just first person, singular, working with you is delightful. I remember it really clearly, and it wasn't yesterday. So it prepared me for all kinds of things.
Oh my goodness.
Honey, I love you, and I'm happy to hear that you sound wonderful and grounded, and you look spectacular. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. And, Godspeed in all your endeavors. And,
God bless you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yes, everyone has my number there, so I'm not going to say it on the air. So
I'll give it to Brenda after. Thanks, Diana.
Take care. Thanks for calling.
Of course, have a beautiful day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Diana.
So that was a
sneaker. You're a sneaky sneaker, Diana. Every show you gotta sneak something in, huh?
Well, I hope it was a pleasant, sneaky thing.
It was awesome. I mean, I must say, your show, or the shows that you've done and been a part of and stuff, it's bizarre. I mean, every show I've done, not bizarre, I did that in a great way, just connected me with people that I probably may never have connected with, just simply because, not for any other reason, but just how busy life gets, and they're not in your immediate kind of stream at the moment, because you can only keep in touch with so many people, I think, although via internet, it's awesome to be able to, keep up with so many people. Now, my husband was like, why are you on all these social sites? I said, because not only do I promote and let people know what I'm doing, it's really cool to be able to see what other people that I know or I've known are doing. And it's neat because it's not like you're directly a part of their lives, but it's somebody you know and you care about, and you're just like, oh, that's great, or oh, that's neat. And that's how I knew that Diana was doing that makeup line, because they were talking about it as skincare at the pageant, and I was like, wait, this is so random that my daughter's in this pageant, and it was just so bizarre. Again, it wasn't like I couldn't walk to the face of the stage while the cameras were. Maybe I was not really the appropriate time.
They would have thought it was a conflict of interest, maybe, if you had. So it's probably a good idea you didn't, because you work together. So.
Yeah. And last time I talked to Jim Creighton, the photographer that I had, shot so many years. I just love him.
And then before that, it's when you went to high school with who you hadn't talked to forever.
I know. It's really neat. And then before that, you were on another show. You connected me with Jeannie Cooper for the last time.
I know.
And that was
so glad I get.
I flew into Hawaii. I was on a bus. It was a shoot. I'm on this bus through, the weeds and the trees, and I get this text. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and a text. Wow, Anthony, that's some Jeannie Cooper's on the phone. Can you call in right now? And I'm like, does this guy find me? I'm like, and he finds me.
I know.
Classic.
It was meant to be, though. It was meant to be, because you had to have that last, conversation with her, and have it forever now.
It absolutely meant the world to me. It was just so neat. And it's just, You have a good thing about connecting people. It's really,
I do.
really cool.
I have always felt like a bridge in a way. I like connecting good people to each other.
I like that, a bridge. That's beautiful. Ooh.
You know, I like.
What about you, Danny?
What about me?
Yeah, do you connect people?
That's more Rob. I'm not he's more outgoing than I am, I think, in a lot of ways. But I'm the resident goofball. That's my job.
Sometimes too. So now, Brenda, you have this weekend you're hosting a music festival, right?
Yeah, it's the second annual Cantinas Music Festival, and it's incredible. It's in Paso Robles, California. Last year they called me, they hired me. Kathy Lee Gifford was there. Got to spend some time with her. They have different segments within the day of the festival, and the evening of the festival is the main event, if you will. And it's a Christian-based type of festival in that, they focus on, contemporary Christian artists or those in that genre. And during the day they had, stuff for kids and face painting. We had the number one sought after skateboarding award-winning. He's like under 12 or 12 years old, and he's won all these awards. They had him doing tricks. Yeah, they had him doing tricks, and then they had Kathy Lee Gifford and a couple other people in another area judging the new artist competition where people submitted their music. They came and they were judged by these, incredible people who are in the business. And so my purpose was that day was to kind of go around and gather all the events of the festival that day and kind of bring it in, on camera so that they could then cut it. And it was really, really, really fun. And they had on the main stage, and then I hosted the event. It was like 5,000 people. Last year they hosted on the main stage. I was out there introducing all of the bands like Mercy Me and Building 429. These are all really big groups in the contemporary Christian world. And it was just really, really, really fun. It was a great day and night. And they asked me back to do it again this year. I'm really excited. And it's going to be bigger. They're expecting way more people. And they want me to host the main stage and run it. And so it'll be me out there. And I love it. I just got my hair done for it. I'm doing my beautification process because trust me, it ain't easy, okay? It does not come naturally, but I got to get the nails, the hair, just the this, the that.
You get the bone structure,
No, I'm such a farm girl and tomboy at heart. I really have to focus, keeping this up. Because when I was younger, I used to be able to just literally kind of crawl to bed and do this and that and kind of be done. And it's not so easy. These things have to really focus on.
It was because all the aerosol you used to use was still in your head. You could wake up with the helmet.
Big hair.
Dippity too.
I think Tracy Bregman had you beat, though. She was the biggest hair in the show.
I don't know. I was pretty big. I don't know.
Michael Damian wins. We always
He definitely had the biggest hair.
Yeah.
Well, for a guy, but I would definitely contend with any woman on this show for big hair. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Mine, I will take that award.
From 91 to 93, yeah, I'd say that, yeah. So I watched the video of last year's music festival, and you always, I saw your post on Facebook, like, why is my mouth always open? It's because you're always smiling, you're always happy. And
I'm like, of all the pictures they put on the poster, and they have Rogers and Cowan sent a press release out, and they were announcing me on it and stuff, and it was just wonderful and really, really well done. And so I just looked at the pictures, and I was like, oh, really? But, okay, yeah.
We're our own worst critics. I don't think I've ever seen a bad picture of you. So.
Oh, please. Oh, now, great.
When you did the Celebrity Ghost Stories a little while ago, well, you actually shot it way back. But they aired it, but I think that really started all of a sudden it's whoa, your profile was rated highly, because I noticed just you were popping up everywhere after that.
Oh, I want to talk about this so bad.
Yeah. I mean, because I noticed...
So wait, what is my popularity rating went up, what?
Your IFTV score went up like 25,000 points. It was crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And because, you know, the more people that look at your profile, they see you on the show, and then it went down one week, and then it went way back up again. So, and then probably because of the pilot that, you know, when you know if you're in the pilot with Victoria, and that's another thing I want to ask about. But now let's back to the ghost stories. Danny's very interested in that, so I think she has some questions for you about that.
Right. So it was on A&E, the Celebrity Ghost Stories, and we had shot that. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so funny. Well, we had shot it. 8, 9 months prior to that. Yeah, that's a long time ago. I kept going, are you airing this ever? They're like, yeah, just hold on. We have a lot of those in the can, and then some people, if they had huge movies coming out, they would put them up, of course, in conjunction with the movie and blah, blah, blah. So you just kind of wait your turn thing.
Yeah. Well, that's how media works. You know, they do that. They run the media circuit right before an event.
Well, it was good timing for you, Brenda, because of all the stuff you have coming up, too. So it worked out really well.
Yep.
Yes.
So, now, have you ever had
let's talk about celebrity ghost stories.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, Danny, about it, if everybody was listening, yes, everybody was asking me 1,000 questions and emailing me and Facebooking me. Did that really happen? I can't believe it. Everything I said out of my mouth absolutely happened. 100%.
Oh, no, I believe it.
No, but what I'm saying is, and what I had typed in on Facebook, I'm not sure people understood it, they embellished what I said a bit. Like, when I said my bed would just shake like a tremor, they showed a 9.0 earthquake.
It was like The Exorcist bed,
the bed hitting each one. The bed did not move from side to side in the room and down. Yeah, so they definitely embellished on what I said in certain points, for sure.
Of course they did. They always do stuff like that. I mean, I figured it was nuts, but I totally believe it because I've had several experiences. I don't know if I'm like a conduit or what, but it happens to me all the time.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you go to palm readers?
I don't, no.
Have you?
I've never been to one.
What about the psychic?
I haven't been to a psychic. Except, well, my mom's kind of psychic, so she's kind of like that. She used to work with the police when I was younger.
Wow. You didn't even know that, Rob.
I didn't know that, no.
No, I don't talk about it a lot because people think you're crazy.
I know. And you know what? That's what I had to do. I mean, literally my husband, he's like, did that really happen? I'm like, yes. Like, you know, and here's the point, Danny, that I got to and that, you know, you should get to. It doesn't matter what people believe or not. And obviously you don't want to shove it in somebody's face. I don't think you should shove really anything in anybody's face. But, you know the truths that happened in your life and that has happened to you. And some people can say, great, and if they don't, you're not going to change their mind anyway. So I went on going, some people are going to think I'm, not going to believe me and think I'm lying or whatever. And some people are. And the rest, whatever. So I just went and told the truth. So.
Well, I believed you because when you described the dark shadow, I saw the exact same thing, and I would have thought I was crazy, except there was someone with me who saw it, and we were literally finishing each other's sentences describing it, and found it exactly like what you described it, like crawling around the corner of the room, and like this dark energy went out the window. It was crazy. Thank God I had a witness.
I saw it. It went across the floor, but it went down into the vent where the fireplace was.
Mine went out the window. Yeah, it went into the heating grill, going up. Yeah.
It was a heating grill.
Well, it was like a loft apartment, so it had like these old radiators, and then it was like it went around the corner of the thing, and then like down under the radiator or something. It was crazy, and it was like and the energy came out of the person. It came out of her chest. It's like it was really like wow.
Whoa! Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Ooh,
well,
boy.
it was good because it got something out of her that needed to get out, I guess.
Yeah. What about you, Danny? What is your experience?
Oh, wow. I've had so many, but the one that stands out in my mind the most was after my grandfather had passed, it really hit me hard, and I had nightmares about him for several years, and then I actually saw him one night. And the nightmare stopped. It was very comforting. But it had some really scary experiences, too. So, I've had some really, really bad ones, and then I've had some really good ones. And I think it's just like people.
Well, and it's interesting because that's what I said on the show. I said, and I can't remember, but it was really definitive, that energy or entity that had that scary, bad feeling as opposed to one that didn't. And it was it was easily defined. And like when I talked about, which really, to this day, I can't believe happened, but it did. And I remember it clearly as that woman disappearing in Africa. And I just stood there, and I just shut my eyes and just shook my head like twice, because I saw this woman, this half A-line brown skirt disappearing. And I couldn't see her face had gone already, but just kind of the shadow of the body, but that brown A-line skirt had not disappeared yet. I just stood there, and I was like, okay, is this good? Is this bad? Is this me? What, and it was fine. But then the part where I was going downstairs to get the water, and that energy was there, just crazy. And what they cut out is I literally immediately got my oil out. I'm praying, oh, in Jesus' name, get out of here. I am like praying up a storm, like just knowing that whatever was there shouldn't be there, and it was not good, and get out, because it was a very evil, fearful, causing presence. And
do you think that that's like souls that just there's something binding them to this plane of existence? They get trapped or something? Because I don't know. What do you think that is?
Gosh, I sure hope not, because if that's the case, I believe that what the Bible says, that when you die, you go to one of two places, and I would need to think that, some people are just stuck wandering around, but I think when I don't discount or think that somebody can maybe come to you in time when you need it to help you or to give you that peace, like you said, Danny, and make you feel that comfort. I totally think that that's possible, because there's so much in the spiritual realm we don't understand. But I personally, I don't believe that there's souls stuck and floating around. I mean, for me that doesn't. I don't know.
Well,
go ahead, Rob.
The whole concept, time isn't linear. If it's like circular,
but the same thing that happens when, to me, in my thought and what I understand and believe, for me, just as when, like you said, Danny, you had the family member that came to you and it gave you such peace.
Yes.
Well, could be other people and family members that on our ears, not you in particular, but somebody that come from hell or the other side without that peace to come up too. So, that could very well be, the same thing, but from one from heaven and,
Yes. And I think some people do get stuck here for whatever reason. Maybe they can't. And maybe, those are people that, had problems in life.
Like temporarily, they won't let go to someone else, or like they're still in limbo.
Yes, I think sometimes that happens, and I think, like Brenda said, I don't believe like our loved ones are stuck here. Like when I had that experience with my grandfather, I truly believe that he had crossed over.
Right.
So he only came back because because I had such. That was my first experience with death. It was the first relative that I had known that had died. And I had such nightmares about it, and I was a child.
See? But that's why he came, and that's what I think is so beautiful about that. To me, that's why he came, because he needed it, to have that peace. And,
and I wasn't scared at all.
Right, and that's how you know but he could feel that you didn't have that peace, and I just think that's so neat that, my uncle did that with me. He died, and I was pregnant with my first child, and I couldn't really grieve or cry because it was a sudden death because I was pregnant, and I was hyperventilating. They're like, you're going to lose the baby. So, they were just giving me this medicine, like, you have to calm down, you can't do this. And so long story short, I realized I never really grieved him, and I never let go, and I never really, I hadn't dealt with it, and it was causing problems in my life. I was sad sometimes, and I couldn't figure out why. Long story short, I had this crazy dream, and I was with the whole family, and it was all white around us, and I went out to go grab some more popcorn, and when I walked around the hall, I remember just grabbing my stomach and going, and dropping popcorn, and I looked, and he was standing there leaning against the wall, smiling. And I was like, I just started crying, and I was like, what are you doing? And he never moved his lips. And he said to me, I'm telling really personal things here. Oh my gosh, Rob, what are you doing today?
People open up to me for some reason. I don't know.
This is so personal, but oh well, okay. I'm already in. So he said to me, he goes, what are you doing? And he just kind of shook his head, and he was smiling, but he never moved his lips. And he goes, I'm fine, I'm okay. And I just was crying. He goes, stop being sad. But he never moved his lips, and he just looked so happy. And then I remember I woke up, and I had so much peace. Like, he was okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I do. My grandmother, every so often, not as much anymore, but she passed away when I was 16, and my Italian Nana, the one who got me hooked on soaps, she was the one person in my family who pretty much loved me unconditionally. Well, no, she did, but and I could do no wrong in her eyes. And I was her favorite because I was her youngest grandchild. And she would come visit me in my dreams, and we'd be sitting in her kitchen having coffee. And she's like, I try to visit your cousin. They don't believe it's real. She's like, And she's like, how are you doing? I watch you. And she talks to me, like asking me how I'm doing. And
wow.
Yeah, every so often, like when I need her, it's interesting.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. The Bible said God knows what we need before we ask Him, and I really do believe that, when there are times that, we need that from that loved one, I do. I believe that it's, a gift, the small little gift. Well, it's a huge gift, actually, to be able to just get that last touch from a family or loved one,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I had, like, when she passed away, I was, I think, maybe the last person to talk to her, so I at least had that goodbye moment, which was, but, and my mom, it's weird because, this whole psychic thing, it runs in her family. Her sister who passed away, but, that's a crazy story I won't get into. That's going to be in my book, fictionalized, but, my mom had 2 different times when she was a kid, had dreams that someone she was close to passed away, and then she woke up in the morning to find that they were dead. And she, has premonitions about people.
I have a different feeling about that. I think that comes from God. I don't
what I told her, but she's afraid that she tries to.
That is a gift that God gives. And I think people twist it and I'm a psychic and come pay for it. I think it should just be used for good and to help others. Like, your mom, Danny, was helping to find kids or whatever. I know, and I believe it's directly from God, and that He gives certain people gifts like that of just understanding or knowing things before they happen for whatever reason.
I told my mom that, but she feels like it's something like evil within her or something, I think, because I don't know. She feels like it's, I don't know. It's just,
your poor mother.
Well, she does have like that. But
I understand where she's coming from, but she's grown up in that kind of. I do. I understand that, but the Bible talks about many people that God spoke to and gave prophets, spoke to kings and gave advice and had that gift.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have some. You have a bit of that too yourself, right? And
whatever. It's from God and. Things here and there.
And I did tarot readings for 2 or 3 months for money, but I couldn't do it. I said, this isn't fair.
No,
people.
Bad boy. I've met you.
Well, I'm not doing it again. This is years ago, but I was like out of work and I needed the money, but I just felt it was wrong to charge people money for something that just kind of came naturally to me, and I wanted to help them. And then the owner of the store was like, "Oh, leave them hanging with the clock." She wanted me to set a timer to make sure I leave them with the cliffhanger so they paid for another half hour. And I would never do that. I'd always do free time because I couldn't, and I just quit. She was crazy. It was wrong. It was just a scam that she was running. So, yeah. Stuff out there we don't understand. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Did you have a bad experience, Danny, at all?
Yeah. You mean like with seeing spirits or whatever? Yeah. I've had some extremely scary ones. I've had really probably the worst one was I knew this woman and she had been murdered by her husband. And I used to bartend. And I was working late one night, closing the bar, and it was 2 a.m., and I had just gotten everyone out, checked the bathrooms, checked the back room, locked the doors. There was no one in there, and this horrible wailing just started in the room. And she had been murdered probably the day before or 2 days before her husband killed her. And she had small children. And it was just this heartbreaking wail and loud, and it filled the entire place. And I look over, and there she is, looking like she did when she got shot, like the blood and everything. It was the scariest thing I'd probably, and I kind of knew she wasn't going to get me, but it was just the whole sight of her and the wailing and everything that scared me really bad.
Wow.
Yeah. It sounds nuts, doesn't it?
No. I'm sitting here just thinking, maybe you saw that for, a reason. It was what had happened, but you saw it. You saw what had happened. For whatever. I don't know that she was actually sitting there. You know what I mean? Because I would like to think that woman is free. But
I hope so, but I don't know. It was so... I think she wanted me to help her, but I was too scared to do any... I just hightailed it out of there. I didn't even finish up closing.
Nobody can blame for that. Oh, my gosh.
I've never had...
We're talking about all these ghost stories because of the A&E celebrity ghost stories.
I know.
Oh, my gosh. But Halloween is still...
Well, no, we never
Halloween, so...
Yeah, well, whenever Brenda and I talk, we always end up getting off topic.
Yeah.
Well, I've never actually had a bad experience with spirit, and even that one time when I told you about it wasn't like scary because it was like getting rid of a bad energy from somebody. And I've always felt like bad spirits are like they don't like me; they stay away from me for some reason.
That's good.
That's a good thing, yeah.
I've also been promoting, are we going to talk about the Victorian now?
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you about next.
I'd love to talk about that.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a really great new show. She's been working on the Kickstarter campaign, and tomorrow we'll be doing a news show, and we'll be talking about the Rich and the Ruthless. Ruth is what it's called, and it's basically kind of a spoof, a fun look into the lives of soap actors and what goes on behind the scenes and some of the storylines, and just some of the crazy things. I just have some people die and then they come back to life. And were found in the lake 3 years later, and they just died. Family's turtle helped them live.
So you'll be playing like two characters, really, because you play the character on the show and then the character behind the show, the actress. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's really, really going to be fun. So we're going to be doing, we started a media campaign, so we're going to be doing a show tomorrow.
Great.
And let me see. It's going to be aired at 2:15, so we'll be putting it on social media. So you check Brenda Epperson Facebook or at Brenda Epperson Twitter. and we'll be putting it up
I'm sure I'll be tweeting it.
Side to look at everybody's campaign and just look at the interview for tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun show. She's amazing. She's just so funny. I remember when I first met her, she came in from New York, and I was like, you were so funny. She's just a funny girl. Like, you wouldn't think she's really that funny, but she really is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from New England, so I kind of got her New England vibe, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And, you know, because I lived, you know, she lived in Roxbury for a while. I lived there, and, you know, she was really nice when we had her on, and I know she's been doing a lot of these shows. And I mean, the Kickstarter campaign, the one thing about that is if you don't get the full funding, they don't give you anything. But then there's Indiegogo where, you know, they let you keep whatever you get.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you guys should do that. You guys should do Indiegogo too.
Yeah, if Kickstarter doesn't work, you can always do Indiegogo or there's GoFundMe.
Well, I don't have anything to do with. I don't have anything to do with those details.
Okay.
If Ben's conference is my baby, I cannot possibly, you know, be involved in anything else. I'm simply, you know, someone there giving support and, you know, anything she needs for this. But I couldn't.
Yeah, right. Well, one of the first things she said. The first thing she said when she came on the show, she's like, "I just want to say Brenda Epperson is starring in the show." and then she told me she got in touch with Kimberlyn Brown, who will be on the show, which is awesome.
Awesome.
You're gonna be working with some old friends, and
I love it.
Yeah, and you know what?
If anyone can do it, she can. Well, you saw the pilot. What did you see?
Well, the trailer with her climbing up the cliff. Now, you know, Drusilla fell off a cliff and they only found her jacket, right?
Well, I didn't know that. I mean, that's when you told me, because I couldn't figure out why the cliff, why was poking up.
Eating squirrel. Well, the thing is, and I've seen her tweet, she's like, well, she tried to actually get Sony or whatever.
Are you talking about the video when she's pulling herself up over the side of the cliff?
Yeah.
She tried to get Sony and Bell, whatever, to release the character Drusilla to her to do her own spin-off show. They wouldn't. And she's like, well, there's a lot that can be done with amnesia. Who knows, you know? She might be acting like, you never know. She could be a lot like Drusilla, but not know her name, you know? And I love the rollers in her hair, but that was just great.
Okay, so she told me, she's like, okay, I don't know what my God, but she's like, okay, I want you to have rollers in your hair. You know how we used to do when we would be getting ready and we'd go out on set, the lights and the camera, we'd have rollers in our hair, okay? Sometimes when you're blocking and they're running really fast, you've got to get ready. And they're like, you've got to come down for blocking. The director has X amount of time to sit down with you to do the blocking. Okay, when you get your script, when you say this line, I want you to walk over to the lamp. When you say this line, you sit down. And when you do this, slap them across the face, whatever it is. You kind of run over it a few times and you're like, oh, but can I do this because that feels weird? Or how does that work exactly? And then the cameras kind of block off the shots that you're doing so they know what's going on, right? So sometimes you're like in hair and makeup, they're like, we need you down for blocking now, come on. You run down. Like, however, like if half your lipstick is on, and those cameras are on, and it literally feeds through the entire network of CBS, okay? I was like, this is so funny. You have no shame. You're just, hi, here I am.
Was Patty following you down there with like finishing lipstick and putting blush on you while you're doing your blocking or something?
Exactly. No, you just run, you just go. But when you really think about it, it's so funny because you're, just completely exposed and just, oh, well, here we are.
Yeah. Well, I just think it would be so funny and ironic is if your show with Vicky gets picked up and then The Young and the Restless calls you, wants you back at the same time. It's like
I know. Can you imagine?
I would not be surprised. That would just be so funny.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
But if that were the case, I'd say go with the new thing. So you got a lot of stuff going on.
I had lots of stuff going on. Okay, I'm doing the press tomorrow on the news for the new pilot. What's it called?
The Rich and the Ruthless.
Rich and the Ruthless. Watch for it. I'm doing the Cantina Music Festival this weekend, Paso Robles, 7,000 people. I'll be on stage. interviewing and introducing Michael W. Smith, among many, many others. Then I've got the Ascend Women's Conference. I'm up for a product line endorsement, but I can't say what. And Rob and I are working on doing our Christmas song.
Yeah. Do you like the demo?
Rob.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. Even if it's one or two, I don't care. We're getting it done this year. That was my goal, and I stated it last year. So we gotta do that. So
we will, definitely.
It's on the roster. It's on the list of things to do.
Absolutely. I know you have to make time to sleep and relax too, so you don't burn yourself out.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be speaking in New York in the beginning of New York at a women's conference up there too. So I'll be in New York beginning of October also.
Wow.
Which will be fun. And then I pop over to Texas to see my daughter, over there. So, but I'm not traveling too much. I'm kind of, homebound because I've got a lot going on and need to stay local. But as soon as I book a trip, I get a job.
You're gone when I'm in LA. I'm going to LA the first week of October.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously. You're gone.
Oh, Danny.
Yeah.
Well, have fun anyway.
I will.
Yeah, have fun,
Oh, stop, Rob.
I'm jealous.
Rob.
I'm jealous. Hey, fun. I'll get there eventually.
You will. Ellie's calling you.
Yeah. It is. It's time. So, we want to thank you, Brenda, so much because I know you've been really busy. We want to thank you for taking the time. Take Time. Another thing, buy Take Time by Brenda Epperson on iTunes, Amazon, whatever. 3 songs, $3. It's awesome. One is the best song. I love it. Listen to it all the time.
You're
My
so
cat.
sweet.
Well, it's true.
Thank you. Kiki.
She's right here. She's right here. She's next to me.
Well, thank you for having me. I don't get time to do a lot of these shows, but I always love when you ask me to do yours, so I will always make time and take time to lunch for yours and for Danny. You're great. You're awesome. You guys are really awesome. I really do appreciate all the support with everything that you do and all the retweets and, pushing out there all the stuff that I'm doing and just, encouraging and believing in me. And I can't wait to see how your show explodes. And remember me when you're huge, like Howard Stern, okay?
Oh, please. Of course I'll remember you.
Yeah.
I mean, the usual thing.
Okay, good. And then you get one call. Okay, guys, I love you.
We love you too, Brenda.
Love you too.
All right. Hey, everybody listening, just hang tight, hang tough, stay encouraged, and you can do it, okay? I'm for you all to believe in each one of you listening, so just do it. Go do whatever's in your heart, and don't take no for an answer. Just get out there and believe. All right, guys, thanks again.
All right, Brenda.
All right.
Good night.
God bless. Take care. Good night.
She always manages to put me in a good mood.
Yeah, well, she's so sweet and lighthearted, and it's always lovely.